Food for thought. Say hi to that person that you see frequently but do not know. Say hi to that person that you've been wanting to say hi to. Say good morning to a custodian, to a clerk, to somebody who's working, because you acknowledge their presence, because it might make their day a lot better. But most importantly, you do not know the connections and the beautiful connections that you can make. There are so many ways you can learn and know and better understand other people. You can learn from other people's experiences by sharing and listening to what they've experienced. I think it's absolutely one of the most beautiful things that we humans can do, is just experience someone else's experience from their point of view. It's kind of like listening to a movie, but not seeing anything. Hearing it in someone else's voice, but picturing it inside your own head. Their movie comes to life within you, and yet you do not have to live it. Not every single life that you hear, or every moment of life from someone else that you must live. But maybe every moment you can learn from it and take something that really resonates with you. This morning, I literally was at the gym and I was done with my workout, and so I was stretching, and a custodian, she was there and she was folding towels, and I took off my headphones. I was like, "Good morning, how are you?" And we got into a conversation of literally her son going to school and studying biochemistry, and it was raining at the time, and I was like, it would be such a nice day to stay inside, read a book, have blankets, just a very snuggly day. And she was like, I know. And we just talked about that, and then later on she started sharing to me. She asked me what I was doing this summer, and so I told her that I had plans to work at an internship. And then I asked her, I was like, what are your plans? And she was like, well, this coming week I am planning on going down to a southern part and take her 95-year-old grandmother to that place. And I was like, oh my goodness. And she was like to her siblings, this will probably be mom's last vacation. And I'm just thinking, wow, to share that special moment. Obviously, I'm not gonna go on vacation with them, but to have that knowledge of her just having that special moment with her mom and her siblings and whatnot, I'm not gonna live that moment, but just imagining that moment with her is absolutely beautiful. Having someone that you know, literally your mom, be 95 years old. She's literally almost lived a decade, or a century, a decade, definitely not a decade. She's lived 9.5 decades, but she's lived almost a century. And to know and experience the evolution of what the human technology has come about is crazy. But anyways, yeah, it's just, I think, such a beautiful thing. And then I got lunch with a teammate, and I haven't seen them in a while, and it was just nice to catch up with them because they told me about their career after college, where they're living, the future, their friends' future, how it's weird being in a time zone between graduating but still working, but still being a student and having classes, but being on that in between of working that internship still during school. I am not in that stage of life yet, but being able to understand and try to be in their position and try to know what they're going through and have it from their perspective, because their major is an accounting major and I'm definitely not an accounting major. But to listen and to have that understanding of how they feel and their nervousness, but their excitement to live on their own, is still an experience to kind of treasure from a different person's perspective, like an outsider's perspective. And it's like, I'm not that close with that person, but that doesn't mean I still can't enjoy their presence and have a conversation and still get to know them. Because they were literally at the end of it, they were like, I'm still gonna be in town, so like just reach out when you want to go get like food or something. And we got food, and it was like a bagel place. But it's small moments like that you can literally bond over. Like, I was like, I'm very much a dog person, but they're a cat person. I was like, I do not think that we can be friends anymore. I just can't agree with you with that. I mean, like, we're both laughing about it, but it's the small moments like that you can kind of make connections with, bond over. Say that you guys are even close friends, that you can still make friends. You can still make close connections and better connections with friends because you simply said hi. Like, we met, I don't even know, like, it was like a few years ago how we met, and like whatever, and we met and like we were friends. But it just started by like simply saying hi. And we do not have like a deep friendship, but it's more of like it's a nice, refreshing friendship. And not every friendship that you have is meant to be deep, because every friendship serves a purpose. Not in a way of manipulation and getting something out of it, but from a sense of enjoyment. That we can enjoy each other's company, that we can enjoy the moments of sharing, and then still being able to not have to talk every single day, but then to pick up like nothing even like happened. Like, it's like, I feel like the best types of friendships are the friendships that you go months without talking, but then the next time you see them, not a moment skips a beat. Not a moment flies by. It's like you never even left. You just pick up right where you started. And that's the thing. And then like, it's wild. And then like I got like, we just met at a coffee shop today. I know, it's kind of wild. Two meetings with friends. Kind of wild, I know. But we met at a coffee shop and we caught up. And is also a teammate. And we were never really that close. We have shared conversations. But I reached out to them. And they were like, yeah, sure. Let's go catch up. Let's go to this cafe. And we caught up. And we told each other how was life. And we learned how was life. And we built a deeper connection and being able to relate to one another and connect to one another. And that's the thing. Friendships are probably one of the most beautiful things that you can invest in when they're the right time. Because sometimes you're alone. Like I said in like my other video, there's a purpose of being alone, but then there's an also time of being with other people. That you do not need to rush into friendships, but let them naturally form over time. Because time is what creates things. Time is what like literally helps everything. But time forms bonds naturally. And that's just how it works. And I think when you try to force things are made, but they are kind of rocky. Like, I just think of like relationships that start really soon and like just form, but then it's like there's no basis to it. I sometimes think you need a basis and you need time to form that basis, because things that are done over time are a lot better. I just think it's funny, like fine wine is, I don't know what it's called, like it's like ripened or it's like fermented. I don't know the right terminology, but fine wine takes time to become fine wine. And I think a good friendship takes time to form into a good friendship. Because we had a conversation back in like February, and then we caught up at almost the end of November, definitely not November, April, at the end of April. And we were able just to reconnect like nothing even happened. Like, yes, we are in two different parts of our life, in two different stages of our lives. But she knows what I was going through, and I know what she was going through. Or like going through, or am, whatever. But we can connect and we can relate, but it takes time. You cannot rush things. And it's just okay that I know it's really easy to automatically want a close friend, close best friend, close significant other. But when you rush things, sometimes things aren't meant to be rushed. And when you can build them and build them and build them up, and build that trust and build that connection, it becomes something beautiful. Because it's all made organically. Like, think about, I'm trying to think of like cooking or like painting or like, and I'm going back to stuff, but like cooking or painting or reading or going to a trip. I really like, I guess, yeah, I can use like a trip as an analogy. But it's like a trip. Imagine that, okay? You plan a trip 6 months out. And then you get closer and you prepare. And then you like get to that month. And then you get to that week. And then like you've prepared all this time before. And then you get to the trip. And then you're driving to your destination. And you're enjoying the scenery. And you're enjoying it. And then you get to your destination. Then you get to enjoy the vacation. And then let's say things go smoothly. I really hope they do. Anyways, regardless. For this example, it goes smoothly. And that's the thing that you plan. And you take time. And it goes well. But then if like you like rush into a trip and you are super chaotic and you're not a good planner and like all this other stuff and like it doesn't go well. Maybe you're a good planner and things go out well. I hope they do. But just for this example, when you rush your vacation, when you rush plans, they sometimes do not go to plan. And so then it's not the most enjoyable vacation. Not to say that's exactly how friendships work, but I feel like with my experience, take with a grain of salt, forming slow friendships is what make long-term friendships. Because you build a connection. And that whole entire connection could just be started by saying hi in small actions. And your life could be changed. And their life could be changed. And you could change other people for the better. Just by simply saying hi and getting to know them. Taking your time, growing and getting to know them. And then boom, besties. Or boom, significant other. Just let time go. You are not in control of time. But be okay with that. And just write it out. Because it'll be better than okay. Because you're here now. Food for thought.